It's only when you would do the normal things that you would have done with them and you suddenly realise that they are not there, that you really start to have a, oh my goodness moment. The immediate loss isn't necessarily felt in the same way as if somebody was in the house with you all the time. So if they were normally at a slight distance or living down the road or just, whether it be 15 minutes or 1500.
The royal family's official hierarchy is a carefully constructed illusion. While we've all been watching Charles, Camilla, and the controversy surrounding Harry and Meghan, Duchess Sophie has been quietly pulling strings that connect directly back to Princess Diana's final wishes.
Then we would like to, we've been trying to, but of course it's still not that easy. And of course the normal way of things isn't normal yet.
Royal insiders are now confirming what many have suspected. Sophie made a solemn vow to Diana to protect her legacy through William. I promised her, words reportedly spoken by Sophie that explain why William's approach to monarchy looks remarkably more like Diana's vision than Charles's traditionalism. The true power structure of the royal family isn't what you think, and Sophie's revelation changes everything we thought we knew. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favour. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. What if everything you thought you knew about Prince William's royal training was completely wrong? For years, we've been fed the official narrative that Charles has been the guiding hand behind William's preparation for kingship.
And we went up there during half term.
You okay? How's your family adjusting?
Well, he's left a giant-sized hole in our lives.
But something doesn't quite add up. Look closely at father and son, and you'll notice stark differences that simply can't be explained away. William's approach to royal duties bears virtually no resemblance to his father's traditionalism. Instead, his public service style, accessibility, and emotional openness mirror Diana's vision with remarkable precision. While Charles maintains a certain distance during engagements, William gets hands-on with charity work, embraces public walkabouts, and displays the kind of emotional intelligence that was Diana's hallmark. This pattern is far too consistent to be coincidental.
So I think the whole grieving process is probably likely for us to take a lot longer. It may be the same for many other families out there. Because if you're not living with somebody...
You okay?
And just to be there in that place was an oh my God moment. So I think they'll come and go.
The missing piece in this royal puzzle? Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh. Former palace staffers have revealed her consistent presence during critical moments in William's development. Particularly telling was her involvement following major family upheavals, precisely when guidance was most crucial. Royal photographers have documented a fascinating pattern over the years. Sophie's strategic positioning near William during key transitional moments at royal events. What makes Sophie's influence particularly intriguing is her deliberate avoidance of publicity regarding her relationship with William. Unlike other royal mentors who've sought recognition for their guidance roles, Sophie has operated entirely in the shadows. This approach aligns perfectly with someone honouring a confidential promise, particularly one made to Diana. The evidence of Sophie's hand in William's development is hiding in plain sight.
But you have to let them come and let them go. But just talking to you now, it's a bit of an oh my goodness moment.
You okay?
And just to be there in that place was an oh my God moment. So I think they'll come and go.
His charity choices and communication style with the public mirror Diana's vision with uncanny accuracy. As William navigates the delicate balance between tradition and modernisation, Sophie's influence becomes increasingly apparent. Her own ability to honour royal tradition while embracing contemporary approaches makes her the perfect mentor for a future king who must bridge these worlds. Sophie's contribution to shaping William represents far more than personal guidance. It appears she's been systematically implementing Diana's blueprint for monarchy through her son, effectively bypassing Charles's more traditional vision. This revelation fundamentally reshapes our understanding of royal power dynamics over the past decades. While Sophie was methodically implementing Diana's vision, she was fulfilling a deathbed promise that only a handful of insiders knew existed. The words, "I promised her," reportedly whispered by Sophie at Diana's funeral, reveal something profound about the relationship between these two women, one that would reshape the monarchy from within. In the tumultuous final chapter of Diana's life, her concerns went far beyond personal vindication. Royal sources indicate she was haunted by a singular worry, that the rigid machinery of the monarchy would eventually crush her son's spirits just as it had broken hers. This wasn't mere paranoia, it was a mother's desperate attempt to protect her children's future even after she was gone. The timing of these concerns is particularly revealing. After Diana's explosive BBC Panorama interview, when she famously questioned Charles's suitability to be king, the private meetings between Diana and Sophie reportedly intensified. Diana had crossed a line from which there was no return. She knew the institution would never truly forgive her outspokenness, potentially jeopardizing not just her position, but potentially her influence over her son's upbringing. In Sophie, Diana found the perfect ally, not because she was high profile, but precisely because she wasn't. Sophie's background as a commoner who had successfully integrated into royal life without scandal made her uniquely positioned to understand Diana's fears. Here was someone who had navigated the treacherous waters of royal protocol without being consumed by them, exactly the guide William would need. What's particularly striking is how Sophie operated after Diana's death. Unlike other royals who courted media attention, Sophie maintained an almost invisible presence, while steadily building influence within the firm. This approach wasn't merely personal preference, it represented the perfect strategy to implement Diana's vision without triggering resistance from the traditional royal establishment. Operating in the shadows allowed Sophie to plant seeds of change without becoming a target herself. Queen Elizabeth's unusually close relationship with Sophie takes on new meaning in this context. Royal insiders report the Queen developed deep trust and affection for Sophie, who remained humble and focused on her work rather than seeking the spotlight. This special bond wasn't just about personal chemistry, it's increasingly clear the Queen recognised Sophie was preserving Diana's positive influence while filtering out the chaos that had sometimes accompanied the princess's approach. Today we're witnessing a royal revolution hiding in plain sight, as Sophie steps into a more prominent role within the family, taking on additional responsibilities when other royals have stepped back. The pieces of this decades-long chess game are finally becoming clear. The true power structure of the monarchy has never resembled the official organisational chart. Instead, through Sophie's quiet but determined work, Diana's blueprint for a more accessible, compassionate monarchy has been meticulously implemented through William. This isn't coincidence, it's the culmination of a promise made between two women who understood the institution's flaws. When William eventually ascends the throne, his reign won't simply be the next chapter in royal history, it will represent Diana's posthumous triumph in the battle for the monarchy's soul. William's modernised vision, shaped by both his mother's legacy and Sophie's steady guidance, positions him to lead the family into an entirely new era. The only question remaining isn't whether Sophie fulfilled her promise to Diana, but how completely this shadow influence will transform the institution when William finally wears the crown.